when you kind of when you disappeared from WWE at first, people didn't know you had a breakdown. People really, a lot of people didn't even know about the bipolar thing. And what ended up happening was there was a lot of scandals on the internet and bullying this, and other people were getting blamed for that. Did you think that was a fair thing, or were you kind of going like, this isn't true? What's being reported here?
Very tough time personally, because it took me until the age of 46, and my best friend Michael Jansen, who died at 19, who really, his death is what triggered my first meltdown that led to the diagnosis.
How did he die?
Heart attack, believe it or not. And his family, all his two sisters and his mom and dad just arrived today. They're here for the premiere. I call them every year, no matter where I am, July 6th, the anniversary of his death. But to get to your point, the reason I say that, when we were 18, I'll never forget, I picked him up at his college class, and all he said was, "I can't wait until you work for Vince McMahon." So that was when he was 18. It took me until I was 46 to get to WWE. Incredible feedback, amazing. You talk about euphoria, you talk about the mania, the run, working with Jerry Lawler right away. Incredible run. I quickly realized, wait a minute, as tough as this schedule is, and you know it, my man, what the sports entertainers, these athletes, 52 weeks a year, guys. It's amazing. It's
unreal.
And I'm just an announcer. So take that and add Showtime Championship Boxing, Bellator MMA, other VO. Like, I had this whole other 2 careers going on. I thought, I'm Superman, I can maintain. No, the schedule, the just the stress of doing all of it was starting to take its toll. And so, yes, you can, I don't want to address anything else, because all of that is bullshit. And there were people that, of course, every working relationship you have to navigate. You're not always going to get along with everybody the way you would like to get along with your colleagues. But WWE, like you say, for all of its, the giant corporation that it is, and anything you may have heard, Paul Levesque, Triple H, Michael Cole, they called me and said, we got to try. We know the quote from Paul Levesque was, "Mauro, maybe I'm wrong, but I think this business is in your DNA." I said, absolutely right. How can we make this work? And it's funny, because when they first approached me and they said, "We want you to come and work with us," I said, "Is it for NXT?" I love the underdog, the grind, It worked out for the best, and I truly believe that this documentary, because I've heard from a lot of WWE folks, anonymously, whatever, it's hopefully going to help them as well, because all of us, we need to just release, and instead of, Jim, as we've discussed already, doing things harmful to ourselves or others, just, hey, what's the question you hear most every day? Hey, how are you? What's up? Do we really mean it? Do we actually listen to the answer? And do we think about the answer?
Do you want to hear the answer?
Exactly.
When you listen to yourself, if you're watching a tape of a fight or something, and you hear your own voice, are you like, wow, I did a good job? Or do you think, like, I stink?
Buddy, within minutes, I pick up the first mistake that I've made, and it's fuck off. It's done. And and whether it's, everyone's got our process. I hear a lot of performers, a lot of actors don't watch their work either. To me, it's releasing it, whatever it is, whether you like it or you don't, whether you like the pop culture references or the energy or you don't. To me, it's my therapy. It keeps me alive. So, no, I'm never satisfied. And honestly, even now, I got these headphones on listening. It's like people always say, "Man, do you always talk like that? Is that your voice?" Yeah, it is. And I've always been, "Well, you sound like an announcer." Well, I'm an announcer. I can talk like this and maybe get some Disney work, I hope. Do a little voiceover work. No. And so I understand how everything is picked apart when we put ourselves out there. And I truly understand how this is going to be scrutinized, but this is my magnum opus in terms of what I wanted to do for humanity, and the fact that I've already hopefully saved or impacted in a positive way a few lives. That's fine. I'm willing to be a casualty for the cause.
When you were going through, when you were working everywhere that you worked before you got to WWE, and you had your career, you already had your career, right?
Yeah.
Was there, before you're 46, this feeling of like, I still want to get to WWE, or was there more like, no, I found my niche, I'm doing what I'm here to do?
By the time, I guess, I hit the 40s, well, I guess before I did New Japan Pro Wrestling on Access TV, I probably still had, it'd be nice just to have that on my resume. But when I did New Japan, and the feedback I got for that, like, I've always, again, I don't want to be famous. I don't want to be I wish, I love what I do, but I don't need all the other stuff. So for me, I love that underground feel of even New Japan at the time. We're the cool kids in the corner, as it were, and I satiated my pro wrestling commentary. So by the time I did that, I was fine. So WWE, and it's funny, Michael Cole followed me on Twitter. And I'm like, is this the guy? Is this Michael Cole? So I went, and the email came shortly thereafter, and the rest, they say is history. But
Do you know who's the first guy who had an eye or an ear for you? Did somebody tell Michael Cole? Was Michael Cole just aware?
I believe that Paul Levesque, Triple H had heard. He walked Floyd Mayweather to one of his fights, and he's a boxing fan. Michael Cole was actually a boxing fan, so I believe that I'd maybe been on their radar for a bit, and then when they made the move to USA Network Live, I guess they wanted to bring someone in with maybe a little bit of cachet. When I put together the sizzle reel, you'll appreciate this, Jim. I also was asked Warren Buffett every year at his shareholders meeting, Berkshire Hathaway, they do this entertainment video of him. Well, the year how many years? A couple of years now. He fought Floyd Mayweather at MGM Grand. They literally got in the ring. They filmed this thing with all these celebrities talking, and I'm the voice of the fight, and I'm ad-libbing, me making my whatever comments, riffing off this thing, and Vince McMahon saw that and went, holy shit, if he can sell that, we'll get him.
Do you have a moment you look back on and go like, oh God, that was the fucking worst? Like, is there a moment you look back on in broadcast that is your worst?
Yes.
What?
September 2007, I believe, Hawaii, Gina Carano, Tanya Evinger. Tanya Evinger had said on the press conference, I'm here. I wish I could make out with Gina, but I'm here to knock her out. She's openly gay. That's fine. And at the time, it was great to see that kind of conversation going. There was a lull in the fight, and I used the quote on the air. Just say, hey, this provocative quote. And so I say, and Bill Goldberg, my broadcast partner, I'm not going to touch that with a 25-foot pole. And I instantly, again, trying to be creative, ad-lib, go nuts, trying to make... Even my original intention was still stupid and gauche and should never have been done. But I said, I wouldn't mind... If they're going to kiss, I wouldn't mind touching with a 25-centimeter pole, meaning I'd like to be close to see them kiss. Obviously, it became where everyone thought I was referring to... the male part of my anatomy, thank you, and I was destroyed, and I know how upset, and rightfully so, Gina and Tanya were. By the grace of God, they're both class acts, and Gina Carano is just one of the most amazing human beings I've ever met, and we were able to put that behind us, I hope. But I did lose a show. I was suspended, rightfully so. My Showtime could have lost my entire gig, but again, the understanding being what was my stupid original intention. And in a court of law, I probably would be found guilty anyway of trying to sell what I was originally trying to do. But even that was stupid. So that was the low point for me as a broadcaster.
Did you see I'm sure you've seen it, the video that WWE put out from the pinhole camera in the announce table?
Yes, I have. And even that, it's funny. Family, friends who've known me forever say, what's the big deal? We know that it's like everyone just figuring this out now, but it's definitely...
WWE there's a pinhole camera in all the announcers' tables. It's really just used for communication between the back and the front, but they record everything. And so I guess they saw this and saw what Mauro was doing at the table in New Orleans. And I mean, when he's doing his commentary... He's up, he's standing, he's jumping, he's throwing his arms. Sure. Yeah, I mean, he is really emoting. And I guess they hadn't seen anything like this before, so they put out a montage of just Mauro. You can't even see the action. You
just hear my call and see it.
Mauro's physical, everything.
Mania.
And it's gone.
Yeah, it's going crazy. People,
everywhere.
And it's funny how many people, hey, in fact, how many haters have said, wow, it is genuine. It is, wow, I have a new respect for you, sir. And I'm like... I mean, I appreciate that, but again, there is that tinge of mania,
right?
And I believe it's okay.
The same thing.
Well, you can utilize it, right? You can tunnel it and push it through this constructive thing. It's just once the show's over is when you have to then start to deal with it.
Yes,
the same thing that makes you so good at that is the same thing that will make you go home and hear that Robin Williams hung himself and go, I admire his courage.
Buddy. That's amazing, man. When he died, I was because I've been who isn't? I've been a walking, talking tribute to Robin Williams. Love the guy, and in fact, got to meet his son Cody, and even that it's the Forrest Gump of broadcasting. I try to call myself sometimes, but he when he died, people right away all of a sudden, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? Because it was weird that it took, like, again, a giant of the entertainment industry to take his life, knowing what he was suffering through. So. That's the other reason for the doc. Here I am. I'm not dead, but I want, and I hope to God I die a peaceful, death in my sleep at 111 years old, Mr. Roberts. But see, Look at why did he have to die for everyone to say, how are you? Are you okay? Are you okay? Do you know what I mean? It's we don't need to lose anymore. We've lost enough. Let's keep this conversation going like this.